What's going on, everyone? It's Aaron here from GA Fan TV. I hope you're all keeping well. East Kerry 215, Mid Kerry 9 points. East Kerry, the Kerry Club Championship winners for the second year in a row. And yeah, here of course with the reaction from the game that obviously took place last night. And yeah, look, listen, I didn't watch the game last night. I watched it this morning. I had actually watched the Cavan Football Championship final over on RTE, and obviously David Clifford broke the internet last night, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to have to go back and watch this game, give my opinion on it, break it down. And yeah, look, listen, you know, a lot of hype around David Clifford at the moment. He is one of the best players in the country at the moment, probably the best player in the country at the moment. You know, there's no getting away from that. He's definitely in the top 4, top 5, and possibly even number 1 based on 2020 anyway. But yeah, I went back and watched the game, mostly because I will be making a video later on discussing Ballymun and Ballyboden. I'll be giving my match reaction to that game. And I thought, you know what, I can't not make a video on this. I can't not deny talking about this incredible goal from David Clifford, one of the best goals you'll see in Gaelic football for a long time. If you haven't seen it, just go on Twitter, go on Instagram, even on YouTube. I'm sure you'll be able to find that. I might even include a clip of it right now, just so you can go and have a look. Just a top class finish from Clifford, and yeah, what a huge win for East Kerry, a 12-point victory over Mid Kerry. The divisional side make it 2 Kerry county titles back to back, and if they win it next year, they will replicate what the divisional side done back in 1999, which is win 3 titles in a row. Look, listen, we'll get into the teams first of all that lined out for both of these two divisional sides, of course. So for East Kerry, Shane Ryan in goal, and then in defence, Chris O'Donoghue, Jack Sherwood, Niall Donoghue, Shane Cronin, and Dan O'Donoghue in there as well. Paul Murphy, Mark Ryan, Ronan Buckley, Dara Moynihan, Paddy Clifford, Brendan O'Keefe, David Clifford, Dara Roach, and Evan Cronin. For Mid Kerry had Stephen Callahan, or Cahalan, Pa Kilkenny, Pa Wren, David Mangan, Peter Crowley, Mike Breen, Jack Brosnan, Colin McGillicuddy, hopefully I said that right, Ronan Murphy, David Roche, Fiacre Clifford, Kieran Kennedy, Gavin O'Grady, Liam Carey, and Darren O'Sullivan. Yeah, look, listen, in the first half, both teams were fairly quiet. They were both trying to figure each other out, you know, both trying to get into the flow of the game. Ronan Buckley started things off with an early point, and Mid Kerry had a lot of early chances in the opening half, you know, missing a lot of scoring opportunities and missing a few goal opportunities as well. Ronan Murphy, in fact, going through 1v1 with Shane Murphy, and Shane Murphy able to make the save, but that was a missed opportunity for Mid Kerry, and if they had got a goal early on, this could have been a different game, because in the first half it was very even, you know. It was 6 points to 3 at the first water break. It was 9 points to 7 at half time. And it was very close. You know, the Clifford brothers, both David Clifford and Paddy Clifford, on track in the first half. Gavin O'Grady looking quite good as well for East Kerry. For Mid Kerry, Liam Carey was probably their best player. He scored 6 points in this game. Looked very good at half time as well in the first half, you know, contributing quite a lot for this Mid Kerry side. But yeah, obviously the talking point comes in 4 minutes into the second half, when Dara Moynihan played the ball into David Clifford, who turned his man and with his right foot just rifled the ball from 25 metres out right past Stephen Cahalan, who didn't even move. I've seen some people on Twitter saying, why did the keeper not move? It was just the sheer power of the shot. You know, we obviously, you know, we don't know because we weren't there, but from what we can see, and from looking back at the game myself, it looked like it was just the sheer power of the strike. You know, the keeper just completely was caught off guard completely by just a wonderful strike, completely, you know, from that kind of distance as well. You know, to just hit a snapshot like that and have it with such accuracy and power, it isn't something you often see, which is obviously why Stephen Cahalan was caught out completely with that goal. Yeah, just a really, really good goal from David Clifford, a really good all-round performance. And, you know, from there, obviously East Kerry had the momentum, they had the goal. Mid Kerry had to go for a lot more, so space started opening up, and Paddy Clifford was able to tee the ball into Darragh Roach, who comfortably slotted home East Kerry's second goal. And they had a comfortable lead at that point, and obviously East Kerry were able to see the game out quite comfortably, and rightly so. In total, David Clifford hit 1-4 in the game. Darragh Roach hit 1-3. Darragh Roach, another option for Kerry in what is looking like a very good side going into the inter-county season now. And look, listen, we have to talk about David Clifford. He broke the internet tonight in the GAA world, and in Ireland anyway. In my opinion, he was trending on Twitter. Everyone was talking about him. I even seen some tweets from people who don't even watch GAA who were asking who David Clifford is, which just shows the scale of what Clifford, how much reach he got last night and how much people are actually talking about him. He is undoubtedly one of the best players in the country. Is he the best player in Ireland right now in Gaelic football? He probably is, in all honesty. If you look at 2020 as a whole so far, I think he is. It's very hard to judge, obviously, until we see the National League and the All-Ireland Championship. At the end of the season, we'll be able to give a proper judgment, because obviously a lot of players are playing in their own respective county championships that is all played at different levels. But obviously David Clifford looked very good for Kerry earlier in the season in the National League, dropping more into a central role in the forward line at times rather than playing as a corner forward. And again, just absolutely outstanding from David Clifford. And there was a lot of tweets from people, which obviously we'll have a look at now. A lot of tweets from people speaking about this, and just an unbelievable performance in total. So we'll have a look at some tweets here. Ben McGahan says, "What's David Clifford eat for dinner?" Yeah, hard to know, in all honesty, what he does eat for dinner. Whatever he does eat, I wish he'd let me know so I can, try to get a little bit closer to his level. Definitely never going to happen. But anyway, Benny Trainer rather says, "Some people actually think that there's a better footballer in the country than this lad." Yeah, I mean, it's hard to judge against it, especially right now. He's improved a lot since last year as well, and that's the worrying point. And Kerry, for me, I mean, I'm not going to give away any All-Ireland predictions, because I'm going to have a separate video on that coming out, maybe next week or later this week. So I don't want to speak about who I think will win the All-Ireland, but Kerry, let's just say, are serious contenders. If anyone's going to beat Dublin this year, Kerry have as good a chance as anyone, and especially when you've got players like David Clifford who are in this kind of form. And if he continues that form going into the league and going into the Munster Championship against Cork, it's going to be very hard to see who stops Kerry this year. Michael Foley said, "It has to be said, David Clifford had so much space to turn and shoot that goal tonight. Only a bit of double teaming at play tonight, but the technique and the power of the shot off what masquerades as his weaker side commenced the recalibrating of Anthony Lynch." Yeah, he did have a lot of space to turn, but look, listen, to hit it from 25 metres and to hit that shot with that power and to have the confidence to do it. He could have ran closer to the goal and slotted it home. He could have just put the ball over the bar, but as soon as he got it, he just smashed it. He knew exactly where he wanted to put the ball before he even had the ball, and that's the sign of a top class footballer. Luke Sweeney says, "Split David Clifford in two." I had to laugh at that one. There's a bit of an ongoing joke in the GA world at the moment, or in the GA community, that anytime someone does anything brilliant, it's split them in two, whether it's Dublin, whether it's Corofin, whether it's David Clifford now as well. Yeah, I mean, if they did split David Clifford in two, I'd be very worried, in all honesty, because having one of them is good enough for Kerry, but to have two, I mean, that would be very, very hard to deal with, especially as a Dublin fan. Aidan Farrelly here says, "I was playing next to David Clifford at the driving range in Killarney 4 hours before tip-off, and he's just done this at the county final. The lad is a mentality monster." Yeah, I'm sure he's good at the driving range as he is at football. I feel like this lad could probably play any sport, in all honesty. Vincent Hogan, "David Clifford is ridiculous." He is ridiculous. He's too good at the moment, If you go back to some of my videos I made in 2019, one thing I always kind of questioned with Clifford was his physicality. I always thought he had the quality to be a top class footballer, but it was just his physicality against the likes of Tyrone and Dublin. You look at him now, His shoulders look a lot broader. Physically, he looks, even better in shape compared to last year. And let's not forget, last year he gave Dublin a lot of problems. Johnny Cooper couldn't deal with him in that replay. He tore Tyrone apart as well in the All-Ireland semi-final. And with that physical strength added on to what he already had last year, it makes him a very, very difficult player to play against. And look, listen, I am a Dublin fan, of course, but I do appreciate greatness in Gaelic football and in hurling, and it's great to see a talent like David Clifford emerge in the GAA. And one tweet I put out myself was, what's his highlight reel going to look like at the end of his career? Look at some of the goals he scored already. Look at some of his highlights when he was playing at minor level, and you look at some of his highlights already from playing at senior level with Kerry, and he's only been doing it for 3 years or 2 years. Incredible stuff really from Clifford. And it's going to be very hard to see who stops him. There was another match that took place last night. It was on RTE. It was the Cavan Senior Football Championship. I did watch that game, and look, listen, we might as well touch on it while we are making this video. Good game. It obviously ended a draw between Kingscourt Stars and Crosserlaw. Barry Riley of Kingscourt looked very bright indeed. 7 points in the game. But a special mention to Mark Stewart of Crosserlaw in the... by the way, I might be saying that name wrong. If I do, I apologise. It is what it is. But yeah, look, listen, Mark Stewart in the final few minutes... What a point that was. It was a pass in the air that he had to catch in front of his man and then keep his composure in literally the dying minutes. And you could see the reaction from him after he scored the point and put it over the bar of how much it meant to him. Yeah, look, listen, great game in the Cavan Senior Football Championship. Interesting to see it go to a replay as well. You're so used to extra time and penalties, but obviously, Cavan have elected to go to a replay. Interesting game. Be interesting to see how the replay goes. And look, listen, what a game in the Kerry Football Championship, and obviously East Kerry, winning the game by 12 points. David Clifford, outstanding as always. And if he can keep that same vein of form in the National League for Kerry, it's going to be very hard to see who stops Kerry in the Championship this year. Lads, that's going to be the end of the video. I will have another video out later today discussing Ballyboden and Ballymun. It will be my match reaction to the game. Quick prediction from me right now. I think Ballyboden will win. I want Ballymun to win because I am on the north side of Dublin, so repping Ballymun, repping the north side and all that, so I will be cheering for Ballymun as such. But in all honesty, I think Ballyboden will win. So much class going forward, very good in defence with players like Robbie McDade as well. So but Ballymun at the same time very much improved, and have shown that they can overcome adversity in those games against Nafina and Kilmacud Crokes when at times it looked tough. But anyway, that is going to be the end of the video, lads. Do leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. My name is Aaron. I'll see you in the next video, and have a lovely weekend.